Good morning, world. Talk about some motivation, some meditation, some inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. We got to talk a little bit about how we got to only allow things into our minds that are positive. You know, a lot of times we put ourselves in places, we allow ourselves to have less than what we are, less than who we are on the inside. And you know, this time that I've been going through this COVID and facing off against this SARS-2 has made me think a lot. It's made me realize what values matter, what ability inside matters. And there's a lot of times we're challenged, when we're facing challenges, that a lot of other people think, man, somebody else is going through it. But what happens when it's you? What happens when they tell you, you have to take 10 days off and you just started 3 days ago? What do you do? How do you put your mentality in place? Remember, when you're going through challenges, what you face off against is yourself. It's your ability within who you are to pick yourself up, to continue to move forward, to ask yourself what you're made of, what challenges you face off against. And if you have a positive mentality in those places, you will overcome those challenges. And so here I am sitting down talking about motivation, talking about meditation, talking about inspiration. And why do I do this on a daily basis? Is because it reminds me that it's worth it. The challenges that we face off against, the things that we go through on a daily, they make you who you are. And so, yeah, I got my butt kicked. Yes, I was down with a fever for 3 days. Yes, I had a cough. But yes, my chest felt like it was hit by a baseball bat. But am I going to let that stop me? No. 3 days later, I was putting out a video again. You know, I've had things happen where people tell me, don't you continue. Don't you put your mind in a place where your ability opens up. And one of the ways that I express myself is through speaking it out, believing in yourself, being positive, realizing the universal equations. For each action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Putting your mentality in a place where you build up internally. And so here I am today again, talking to you about this. Believing in yourself, believing in your ability, finding who you are on the inside. And a lot of times, we're trying to get handouts in life. But when we decide no longer to get handouts, we decide to start to become the solutions. Okay, that's where the internal growth starts, when you want to become the solution. You know, a lot of times when you're facing off against challenges, we want to look for some form of a security blanket instead of face off against it ourselves. You know, a lot of times we want to have people in our lives that aren't really going to bring you towards positivity. They're not going to bring you towards your ability, towards your mentality. In fact, they're going to disable you. So how do you enable your mind? You have to get those people and those things that aren't bringing you closer to your ability, that aren't bringing you closer to your mentality, out of your life. And so when you're positive, I always have this saying that if you allow the things that, if you're positive, you allow the things that are negative to move out of your life. And when you do that, you open up the space for positive things to fill it. And so here I am looking at that ability, looking at that mentality. I recognize that a lot of you might have faced off against things that nobody else could do for you. But think about the things that you did because you chose to at least put the attempt in, to put the mentality into place. Motivation, meditation, and inspiration is something that's ingrained in my blood. My mentality, the level of focus to the point where the challenges, we find the equation, we find the ability inside of ourselves where we believe beyond We believe in a positive world. We believe in a communication with the Most High God that's so beautiful that the only thing that it can be is positive. We are lights in this universe. We have a place within ourselves to grow. And so you can use your gifts in your everyday. You can use it in your universal equations. You know, if the smartest scientists on the face of the planet, like Einstein, would say, become friends with the universe, can't you? And so, see, I see this downtime, this time I had this COVID, as a blessing. I see it as an ability to analyze, to grind, to get inwards, to get on with the ability to go beyond the challenges. And so, how do we get those goals into a place where we start to achieve them, to where we start to dream, where we start to manifest? And so, every day that I sit in front of the camera is a day of success. Every day that I breathe is a day of success. You know, this is the second time I faced off against this thing. And you know what? Each time I've learned more and more about myself. Learned more about what it means to be who we are on the inside. Who you are comes from your ability to overcome your challenges. Who you are comes from your ability to analyze, to recognize, to become the light inside of who you are. See, in the beginning, God divided the light from the dark, and then God saw that light was good. That was a choice. You have choices in your day to choose to be positive. You have choices in your being to choose to see the light in your being, in your essence. And you have the choice to get inwards. You have the choice to see what you have, to build a strength from within who you are. And you know, when you start to believe in yourself, the people around you can't deny that you are who you are. When you manifest from within yourself, when you manifest from within your being, when your mind is no longer disabled, when you are the ability, when you have the ability to do the things that other people would say is impossible, that comes from within. Motivation, meditation, and inspiration. The focus, the knowledge, the discipline. To be focused beyond focus, knowledge beyond knowledge, discipline beyond discipline, to the point of reflection of motivation, meditation, and inspiration. I want to inspire you today. I want you to see that when you light up with the fire from within yourself, that the people around you will start to see you as a motivation. When you start to get to know yourself, they're going to see the things that you really truly master as an inspiration. And that you are an inspiration in this world. That you have a purpose. That you have a path. That each universal challenge that you face off against is for your positivity. It's for your ability. And see, a lot of people, they won't say that. They won't get inwards to that point. And I get it. I cut through the universe like a knife. A lot of people say, I haven't lived your life. That's your equation. That's your ability to overcome those challenges. It's not somebody else to do for you. And when we're seeking out handouts, we're seeking out other people to do it for us. Okay? We're stopping ourselves from our own internal growth. We're stopping ourselves from our own internal being. And so here I am talking to you about believing in you. Believing in your light. 7 days into having COVID-19, COVID-2. And I'm sitting here telling you this stuff. Okay? You know, I had my butt kicked hardcore by this thing. And I didn't let it stop me. I know that I'm a part of this great equation. Alright? That I have a purpose. That I have a path. That this journey is greater than this thing. That I will defeat this thing. Motivation, meditation, and inspiration brings it to me on a daily to remind me that I'm worth it. That my abilities within are stronger than these things. That what you have inside is your ability to overcome your challenges. You have your ability to become the light that you are. The discipline that only you have inside. When you believe at that level within your being, that you have what it takes. What do you have to fear? There's an old African saying that if there's no enemy within, Nothing on the outside can defeat you. So are you believing on that internal being? Are you believing on the internal purpose? Are you believing that the light inside shines so bright that it uplifts people no matter the challenges you face off against? Motivation, meditation, and inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And I hit that place of discipline to where it lights up in this world. I hope you all have a blessed day. This is motivation, meditation, inspiration. And I hope that you stay positive in your beings. Namaste.